Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for the SMPS State of the Society. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping items to cover. On the right side of your screen, you will see the GoToWebinar sidebar. You can click on the orange arrow to expand or minimize a side panel. Please note that all lines are muted. There will also be time for live Q&A during this program. Please type your questions into the questions chat box listed on the lower right side of your screen, and then click the send button to submit. All questions are private and will not be viewable by other attendees. Finally, today's program is being recorded and will be posted on the SMPS YouTube channel at youtube.com/SMPSnational. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce SMPS Chief Executive Officer, Michael Geary. Michael, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you, and I welcome all of our participants. We have a good group online today to hear about what's happened with SMPS in the almost the first 6 months of the fiscal year and what will be coming for the balance really of the calendar year through 2016. I want to share with you that it just suggested that we take questions if you have any, and we have available online with us as well to answer Tina Myers, CAE, our Deputy Executive Director, as well as Jaime Flores, our Vice President of Marketing and Communications, Marcy Thompson, our Senior Director of Education, Mary Cruz, our Vice President of Membership and Chapter Services, and Antonio Payne, CPA, our Controller. We're all here to serve you, but really our show today is going to be presented by our moderator, the one and only Paula Ryan, the President of SMPS, a Fellow of the Society and a CPSM. So Paula, welcome, and thank you for sharing your insights today for our members.
Thanks so much, Michael. It's good to have you on board with us, and I think we're getting to the point now where we can't really call you our new CEO, so I hope you're settling into your role, and it certainly sounds that way, so we're happy to have you. I want to introduce the rest of the SMPS board to you, who I believe are on the call today and support you with their time and energy and care every day. First is Craig Galati, our President-elect. Craig is President of LGA. Our past President, Barbara Shuck, Firm-Wide Communications Manager with Wilson & Company. Treasurer, Chris Rickman, Principal with CFI Engineers. Don Greco, Chapter Delegate with, Don is, yes, Chapter Delegate, Business Development Director with ICF International. Your Fellows Delegate is Tom Towns, Director of Business Development for Clark Nixon. And Carla Thompson is your at-large delegate, the Chief Marketing Officer with NAC Architecture. Along with thanking the board for their time and energy, I also want to give a shout out to the SMPS headquarters team. Everything that you're going to hear on this webinar today is done by the staff at headquarters, and the energy, the time, the talent that you put in is very much appreciated to make SMPS what it is. So a shout out to staff to say thank you. Let's move on and talk about the SMPS Strategic Long Range Plan. As I hope most of you are aware, in 2014, SMPS adopted a new strategic plan. The purpose was to add a framework and a structure for continuity, clear direction to staff, and an improved processes. We wanted to encourage long-term thinking and put into place a structure for discussing the future. All of this to enhance member value and sustainability for the society. So within the strategic plan are 4 primary goals. Each year, the Board of Directors has a retreat where the goals and the objectives are updated. To refresh you, our 4 goals center around awareness, education, membership, and infrastructure. These primary goals remain the same, and some of the tactics to achieve them have been tweaked. To remind you just a bit more, the awareness goal states that SMPS will be widely recognized and valued for its knowledge and expertise in practices that build business for AEC professional service firms. The education goal states that SMPS will provide marketers and business developers with the necessary knowledge, skills, tools, and expertise to develop, manage, and drive success. Our membership goal states SMPS will be a thriving network of professionals interested in the practice of marketing and business development. And our infrastructure goal states SMPS will have a financially sustainable funding model with an efficient and nimble board, staff, and volunteer structure that is aligned with the strategic plan. Most of what you're hearing today is as a result of the strategic plan. So in moving forward with our slides, let's talk about Markendium first. I hope everyone out there has seen the word Markendium, read of the word Markendium, and I realize not everyone yet knows what Markendium is, so hopefully we can clear up some of that mystery on the call today. Markendium, the SMPS body of knowledge, is a vetted and concise compendium that further defines the 6 domains of practice for our society and is intended to serve as a comprehensive resource for the business development and marketing profession in the AEC industry. The content from Markendium is curated from current sources such as the Marketing Handbook. Plus, it's been updated and new information has been added along with links to case studies and application tips. A preview of Markendium will roll out at PLS in April. Yay, I'm so excited about that. I hope the incoming presidents are looking forward to seeing Markendium in its true form. Markendium will be debuted at Build Business in August, and it will be a 6-volume print and e-publication with each volume dedicated to one of the 6 domains of practice. Online self-paced courses based around Markendium and the 6 domains are currently being developed. Watch for further information on those. In addition, an informational webinar, kind of a town hall style program, will be held later in the year to connect participants with the subject matter experts and headquarters staff on how to leverage the body of knowledge. For chapters, Markendium means enhanced learning opportunities and certification study groups. How it relates to the CPSM program, we've had a lot of questions on that. The Markendium will serve as a primary source of study materials and educational offerings for those members seeking to become certified. To be clear, the release of Markendium won't immediately impact the certification process and those preparing for the exam. Know that the questions based upon the new content in the body of knowledge will not be added to the CPSM question database until summer of 2017. We have to allow time for the adoption of the new content. So we anticipate that it will be 1 year after the initial release before the CPSM test is influenced by the new content. So in other words, if you're planning to take the CPS exam in September or October, Markendium won't impact you. If you're planning to take the CPSM test in winter or spring of 2017, Markendium won't impact you. If you're planning to take the CPSM exam a year from this summer, summer 2017, yes, Markendium will impact you. So we are clear that we need to leave some leeway for certification testing. So please know that we're conscious of that, very much so. We'll also host an informal session at Build Business to talk about the impact of Markendium to the certification program. So moving on to certification, we have a new CPSM certification study guide. I hope you all have seen it. It's version 3.0 and it features the following benefits. Practical tips to help candidates understand how to better retain information and prepare for application-based questions on the exam. It has a self-assessment tool to help candidates measure their comprehension of the domains of practice. It has a 75-question assessment test as well. It can be purchased on the SMPS website. Look under the certification tab. We have a member here in Columbus where I am who I talked to yesterday, and she bought the new study guide. She had rave reviews, 2 thumbs up. She said it's been a very valuable tool in helping her. So you can take that as a little early testimonial for the value the new study guide is going to bring. Also, for certification, SMPS is introducing an immersion course titled The Roadmap to Certification. Roadmap to Certification is a 2-day immersion course held in Atlanta on May 12th and 13th, and it comprises as well a 90-day study program with off-site assignments and instructor time, specific faculty office hours for Q&A, discussion, and feedback. It includes practice tests, and also it includes the new CPSM study guide. Early bird registration ends on April 13th, so if you can get to Atlanta and are interested in certification, check out the SMPS website for more information on the immersion course. So we've been talking about SMPS certification, or education, which is one of my favorite topics of all time. I hope that you're seeing more robust educational programming coming out of headquarters. There's been a big dedicated effort to that on the part of all headquarters staff, and I think what we're about to discuss today will really show you how we're developing our educational offerings for you. Under the banner of Prepare to Win, SMPS is offering a series of virtual courses. Your Guide to Proposal Success, which included 4 instructor-led modules over a 4-week period in January, incorporated outside assignments and instructor communication throughout the month-long series. I have to tell you that we anticipated 50 people would sign up for this program. We had 206 sign up for this program. So it's a sure sign that we're doing something right for you. And the evaluations for this program were also remarkable. So we have another Prepare to Win program coming up for you, and this one is entitled AEC Marketing Essentials. It's a virtual workshop coming in June that dives into marketing research and planning, business development, and client relationships. Of course, proposals will be addressed in this topic, but the 3 main buckets of the course are those which I just mentioned. We have another Prepare to Win course coming up later in the summer called Technical Tools, and it takes a deep dive into Prezi, InDesign, Illustrator, and infographics, so stay tuned for information on all those programs. We also have our Business Development Workshop 7-City Tour going on right now. It was just here in Columbus recently. I sent some of my guys, and I think they learned some really good things. So the workshop is coming soon to DC, Austin, Portland, Minneapolis, Phoenix, and Philadelphia. So check that out. And that program has been hugely successful for SMPS. Since its inception, it has trained over 3,000 individuals in entry-level business development concepts and strategies. I have to give a shout out to the BD faculty for this program. I don't think they get recognition often enough. So I want to take a minute to recognize and thank Gil Brinley with H2M Architects and Engineers, Lori Buckman with Black & Beach, Mike Buell with CCI Mechanical, Karen Courtney with Fanning Howie, Kate Mullaney with HGA Architects and Engineers, Jason Robertson with the Witt Company, Tony Steithart with Ratio Architects. So thank you to those folks. So we're going to move on to another one of my favorite topics right now, and that would be seller-doer research and programming. One of my favorite initiatives this year has been a joint research study by SMPS and the SMPS Foundation that takes a deep dive into the business development model that our firms are using. The objective of the study is to better understand current business development practices within AEC firms and explore the anticipated changes in roles and responsibilities for business development in the future. So not only is the survey data valuable to SMPS and the SMPS Foundation, but the survey has created value for some of our strategic alliance partners as well because they participated in the survey. SMPS, as well as the American Institute of Architects, Associated General Contractors, and the National Council of Structural Engineering Associations also participated in the survey. I would suggest if you haven't reviewed it or seen it yet to please download it from the SMPS website. Based upon the results of this survey, SMPS is in the process of developing some seller-doer educational programming. The dream come true, right? I know it is for me. I think throughout my entire career, my role has focused on training technical professionals in business development. The first seller-doer workshop we had was in connection with the Southeastern Regional Conference. It was a 2-on-1 level type program that we're hoping to take to some of the upcoming regional conferences at the end of 2016 and 2017, so watch for that. At the end of March, we're having a webinar on relationships. It's titled Relationships Matter, Building Enduring Client Connections. That plays right into the business development and seller-doer training. And this year at Build Business, we're hosting a pre-conference seller-doer symposium, Building Your Bottom Line Through Business Development. This senior level program is targeted for seller-doers who are building and sustaining true business development cultures within their firm. Registration and more information can be found on the Build Business website, so check that out. And if you are on Facebook, I know that Andrew Weinberg, who is chairing the Build Business Seller-Doer Symposium, has already been putting it out there on social media, so please, please, please look for that. Moving on to Build Business. Build Business Synthesis happens on Wednesday, August 10th through Friday, August 12th in Philadelphia. Now, when I'm out talking to chapters and when I've attended regional conferences, I always ask everyone to say Build Business Synthesis with me. So I realize we're on the phone and I can't hear you, but I'm going to count to 10 and I want you to say with me, no, I'm not going to count to 10. I'm going to count to 3. I want you to say Build Business Synthesis with me because it is quite a mouthful. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Build Business Synthesis. And the reason I think it's important that we say it and understand it because at the heart of what marketers and business developers do every day is they pull divergent pieces and parts together to create cohesive and holistic marketing and business development programs, and that's what Synthesis is going to do for you this year. We're bringing you more value than ever before for the same cost by offering 3 keynote presentations. The first one happens on Wednesday at 5 p.m., which will be followed by the opening reception, so please be sure to make your travel plans accordingly. Max is back this year with a fantastic lineup of inspirational speakers. We're also having a book club this year based upon our Wednesday keynote, Ben Kasnaka. His book titled The Startup of You, which will share how to apply entrepreneurial thinking in our careers. So Ben will be keynoting and then we'll also be talking about his book to give us all empowerment to go back to our office and apply what we've learned. And as always, Build Business is going to have lots and lots of networking opportunities, so we're all looking forward to that. To close Build Business, in case you haven't had enough fun already, the Philadelphia chapter has an event for you. It's titled Synthesis Redemption, and it is being held at the Eastern State Penitentiary, which is an historic prison where Al Capone was once held. So please join us at Build Business Synthesis and for Build Business Synthesis Redemption in August. Let's move on and talk about membership now, and I'm going to take a quick sip of water. SMPS membership, we are almost at 7,000 members. We have 6,683 members as of the end of February. Our membership is growing, and that's fantastic. We also have an average retention rate of 83%. which is super important. Retention has been a primary effort of our headquarters staff. They have created membership onboarding by inviting new members to experience SMPS with quarterly live chats and video-based orientation. So thank you for that. It's helping, and we're seeing the results of that. We also have an SMPS recruitment derby going on. We have 23 chapters participating in the SMPS derby. In the lead for small chapters is New Mexico. The medium chapter in the lead is Connecticut. The large chapter in the lead is Austin. And the extra large chapter in the lead for member recruitment in the Derby is Chicago. So stay tuned towards the end of April, around May 5th, for the results of the SMPS Derby. Another membership outreach effort is always and has always been to raise the credibility and visibility of SMPS through communication with principals of our firms, our bosses, and other senior leaders in the AEC industry. About a year ago, SMPS sent 500 copies of the foundation book, AEC Business Development, The Decade Ahead, to senior level folks in the AEC industry to introduce them and share with them information about SMPS. As a follow-up and to support that effort, another letter just went out recently to those same 500 individuals sharing information about the power of SMPS. So we're doing outreach on your behalf. We also have a new membership coordinator on staff. His name is Julio Santos. Julio is going to allow us to provide greater customer service to you and enhance our member recruitment effort. So if you're communicating with HQ, be sure to say hello to Julio. We've got a lot going on with Marcom too. I hope that you've seen the new member e-publication, Marketer Quick Look, that comes in your email every Tuesday. Fantastic. It's a very concise look at what you need to know within SMPS. So please be sure you're taking a look at Marketer Quick Look. Our Marcom staff has been busy working on very specific marketing projects and marketing plans for all of the activities that we have going on to keep you up to date and aware with the value and the benefits that SMPS offers. Another member communication change that you'll see soon is that SMPS has a new association management system, which is kind of like a CRM in our industry. So in switching their AMS system, the new system does not operate the current platform that the SMPS website is on. So SMPS is switching website platforms, and the website will have a new look as well as better speed and functionality, and you can be watching for that sometime soon. So moving on to one of the last initiatives that SMPS is undertaking this year, and that is a member and non-member perception study and needs assessment. This research study will be conducted by McKinley Associates, and it has two primary goals. We really want to understand how SMPS is perceived by those in the industry, both members and non-members. We want to understand the value that the marketplace believes SMPS brings to professional services marketing. The secondary goal for this is to really define the educational needs that occur within our industry at all levels so that we can continue to up our game in educational offerings. The survey participants will include our members at all career levels. It will also include non-members who comprise our bosses, our firm principals, as well as other senior leaders in the AEC industry. That means media, as well as other leaders in our strategic alliance organization. So it will be a comprehensive dive into perception and education. Stay tuned for more information on that soon. And finally, I want to share with you a little bit of information about the SMPS Foundation. Holly Bolton, the president of the foundation with CE Solutions, could not be on our call today, so Holly asked me to share with you some news about the foundation. Of course, you know that we have just hot off the presses the Joint Business Development Survey. We're hoping to follow that up with a more robust publication that digs in deeper to the results of that survey this summer. Coming up in April, the SMPS Foundation will be publishing a fellows survey that looks at trends and predictions in our industry. It should be a valuable tool. I got a sneak peek of it, and I can't wait for you all to see it. Good information. On April 15th is a call for researchers and authors as the foundation digs into AEC firms and the talent war. Additionally, there will be 2 informed strategies papers coming out in 2016 from the foundation, one on hit rates and one on AEC firms and the web. So before we get off the topic of the foundation, I want to share that the foundation has created a committee structure of volunteers. So we have about 30 SMPS members that are volunteering to work for the foundation. It's exciting to see so many of our members engaged with what the foundation is doing. So that concludes our presentation today, and we're going to move into questions and answers now.
Sounds great. Thanks, Paula. At this time, we'll open it up to the audience for questions and answers. We do have a couple questions ready to go. Our first one is, will the Roadmap to Certification course be offered at other locations, specifically the West Coast?
Marcy, I'm going to hand that one to you.
Marcy, are you on the line?
That is a very good question that this is Paula, that I don't know the answer to. Tina, I hear you on the line. Do you know what thought has been given to that? I would think at some point we could do that. I don't know definitively though.
Yes. I know that the program being so new, that these are the type of things that they're working out and finding out what are the best places to go ahead and launch this program. So the West Coast is definitely going to be one of the target areas that we consider. So as we go along, I'm sure that Marcy and the team will be looking at that along with other places throughout the Midwest, East Coast, et cetera. So it being in the beginning stages, we don't have that definitively, but I know it's something that is being looked at.
Great. Thank you.
Great. And since we're on the topic of the Roadmap for Certification, we have another question. They incorporated the Markendium as well. So is the Roadmap to Certification based on the current study materials, or will it also cover the Markendium materials?
So I'm not sure if Marcy is on the line yet, but I am happy to speak to that if she isn't. Oh, there you go. Marcy, did you hear the question?
I apologize. I was having technical difficulties. Yes, thank you. So the great question. The Roadmap to Certification, the immersion course, is based on current study materials. Because the Markendium will not have been in circulation long enough, we developed the course based on current study materials. So.
Perfect. Great.
Thank you, Marcy.
Okay, we have another question here. I've heard talk over the past few years that SMPS may be expanding their focus to other professional services outside of AEC. Can you comment on this, please?
Sure, I can. We think about that. There isn't a definitive plan to do that tomorrow or next week, but if we're mastering professional services marketing as we should be, why shouldn't we dominate but that's not something we do lightly, or that's not something we do with immediacy. That takes thought, strategy, and really understanding the right direction for SMPS. And it is a thought. It is a part of a vision. And as the board and the strategic plan moves forward, I would expect that that idea will. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. We'll take our next question. Do we have plans to work with ACEC, AIA, HEC, or other sister organizations?
We are always working with sister, or trying to work with sister organizations. SMPS will again be going to the AIA convention in May doing marketing checkups. We've done that for about the last 7 years. And so we will again be represented and doing marketing checkups at the AIA conference. We are looking to get a presentation at ACEC on the new Foundation Business Development Research Study. And I believe that same research study is going to be presented at the National Council of Structural Engineering Associations this summer. So we are reaching out and continuing our quest to build stronger relationships with our strategic alliance partners.
Sounds great. Thanks, Paula. We have a few more questions here from the audience. For the needs assessment survey, will it focus on SMPS on a national level, or will it also cover local chapter level perceptions?
That's a really good question. The survey will encompass any educational need, so it won't be specifically targeted to chapters. I would imagine as SMPS gets these results, I'm sure that we can talk with our provider about breaking the results out regionally, and the possibility of sharing that with chapters. That's a really good idea, and I'm disappointed I didn't think of that first. So we should be able to, we'll see what we can do. I will say that. I can't promise, but I will see what we can do to break out some of those results to share with chapters.
Great. And we have a question about the new website and platform that will be launching soon. As National goes to a new website platform, is there any thought of offering individual chapters the same opportunity so that they're on the same platform so that we can have that consistent look throughout the society?
Jaime,
Paula,
are you?
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can address that. We're moving over to, as you know, many of you in your day-to-day, we're moving to a WordPress platform. Many organizations and even corporate entities are using the WordPress platform. There's other ones, Joomla and Drupal, but we found that WordPress would give us the best option for plugins and for ease of use, particularly in updating. Our website has been on an older platform for many years, and with that comes growing pain. So with the new AMS rolling over, we wanted to have a website that works well with IMS. In terms of a future strategy to look at a provider that can not only, once we move forward, maybe a couple years from now, to do a full redesign, if that provider can provide websites for the chapters or at least a tool for building one, that is something we're considering and looking at. But of course, there's the cost associated with that, and there's a time issue. But that is on our plan of things to do in the next couple of years, and we will keep you posted as we move forward.
So Jaime, can I expand on that for just a moment?
Yes.
So this is Tina Myers. One of the things that I want to mention in line with the rollout of the new website and the platform we're taking on as a result of the new AMS, it would be really great for all of you to realize that this is really phase one of the rollout of a new website. This is dictated primarily, again, because of the new AMS and the fact that we need to build on that new platform. However, there is still another phase in developing and rolling out an even newer website. But with the work and the information that we get as a result of the needs assessment research that we'll be doing along with the perception study, those are going to give us a great deal of information to start building the presence of a website in the way that you need it, our chapters need it, our other stakeholders need to use it. So along with that information and focus groups and reaching out to all of you in a greater way, you're going to see, hopefully by the end of the year, end of the year being at the end of the fiscal year, and even different websites. So we're just trying to get you a sense of what you're going to expect right now. It's not going to be all brand new. It's going to be a very similar experience, but then that next phase out is going to be greater and broader. And that's where we'll be thinking more in talking to our chapters and how we can help all of you be consistent.
Careful.
Thank you very much. Other questions?
Absolutely.
Sure. We have a couple questions on MySMPS. We have some fans of MySMPS, and they are asking, will options to share some information on MySMPS be available to current non-members, maybe potential members, so that they can see how great it is?
This is Mary. Answer.
Hi, Paula. It's Mary Cruz.
Hi.
I'm happy to. Hi. I'm happy to answer any questions related to MySMPS. There are certain pages, homepage, and some others that non-members can see. We do have also areas of our website and the new website that will be teases, if you will, of information where we share articles. We might share executive summaries of educational events and other information that show our non-members exactly who we are. And that in MySMPS is a part of that. Of course, there will be locked down areas, the communities, the directory, and our resources, our marketing resource center. But we do anticipate, as we grow our website and convert to a new website, that MySMPS will be part of that, and we'll be offering additional pages for those non-members to have access to.
Great. Thanks, Mary.
Great. So at this time, it looks like we're all caught up with questions. Paula, did you have any additional comments before we go ahead and wrap up the session today?
I wanted to say thank you for listening in. Thank you for participating, and remind everyone that applications for Board of Director positions and Foundation trustees are due on April 15th. And I want to see each of you in Philadelphia for Synthesis in August. So thank you very much.